Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen the addition of 64-bit number. In this video, we will see how to find the factorial of a number. So let's start. Let's take an example of 4 factorial. The equivalent of 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So we have to find this one when 4 is given to us. In general, we can write this as, that is, x factorial is equal to x into x minus 1, x minus 2, and so on up to 1. So this is the general equation. Let's take this for now and we will see how to come up with this answer. Its answer is 24. I will take the value of 4 in resistor R6 for now. 4. Since it is immediate value, I will write it as hash 4. I am taking 4 in R6 for time being. 4 may be anything, any positive integer x, and I will take 4 again in resistor R4. So this will be our first step. After this, what I am going to do is decrement the value of R4. That is, R4 is equal to R4 minus 1. That is equal to 3. I have decrement the value of R4 one time and store the result in R4 itself. Means now R4 has 3. That is, now R4 is equal to 3. Now what I am going to do is, I will multiply this R4 with R6 and store the result in R6. That is, R6 is equal to R6 into R4. That is equal to, we know that 6 has 4. I will write it over here, 4 into, and R4 has 3. I will write it here. Its value is 12. So now R6 is having 12 in it. This is the second step. And this will come in a loop until when R4 becomes 1. I will show it now. Now I will again decrement R4, R4 minus 1, that is 2, and R4 is equal to 2. Again I multiply R6 with R4. R6 is equal to R6 into R4. The updated R6 value is 12. That is nothing but 4 into 3. I will write as it is, 4 into 3, and R4 value is 2 into 2. That is equal to 24. Now the new R6 value is 24. I am again decrement R4. R4 minus 1. That is equal to 1. R4 is equal to 1. Now I again multiply R6 and R4 and store it in R6. R6 is equal to R6 into R4. That is nothing but the updated R6 value is 24. So 24 is equal to this one. I will write whole this one over here into R4 value. R4 value is 1. That is equal to 24. The new updated value of R6 is equal to 24. Now I again decrement R4 value. R4 is equal to R4 minus 1. That is equal to 0. When R4 becomes 0, we should stop our program. So this is the task. Okay, this will be the steps we should perform for any given value in place of 4. I will show you the C code. If it was in C code, how it will be written. We will write a while loop. R4 is greater than So this will be your C code when you will be calculating factorial of a number. And R4 is any value. R4 is a variable which contains the number whose factorial is to be calculated. It is decremented by 1 and multiplied with R6 until R4 becomes 0, and our final result will be in R6. Here the same thing happens. Our final result will be in R6. So this is the C code. We will write this type of looping in ALP now. So now I will open Keel software. We were here in the last video. I am going to open a new file over here. I am going to delete this one. Okay. In here I am going to start writing the code. I will give the name as FACT fact1 as the file name, and this is the code area, and it should be read only. I shown here that we will take any x value in R6. So we will write that one over here. That is MOV R6 comma hash 4. You might be knowing that the limitation of move is till 255. If you want to calculate the factorial of a bigger number, you can use LDR instead of move. Okay, let me use here LDR itself. LDR, and I should remove this hash and put here equal to. So I have taken 4 in R6 and I will take this 4. I have used here hash because I was planning to use move instruction. So when I am using LDR, I should use equal to in the program. So R6 is equal to R4. So R4 has the value 4. This is nothing but R4 has the value of R6. R4 has the value of R6. So what I am going to do is I will write here move. R4 is the destination and R6. Move whatever is in R6 to R4. I have said about this limitation also in the previous videos. Whatever is there in R6 is transferred to R4. By this what happens is we can only change value in one place over here. If we write here again LDR R4 comma equal to 4, we have to change 2 times. Like over here, if it was this, we have to change it to 2 times for R6 and R4. But when we make it like this, we can change in only one place. Okay. Now our next task is we have to decrement the value of R4. That I have told it over here, decrementing the value. We will write down these steps in ALP. That is sub R4 comma hash 1, which means you should subtract R4 one time and store the result in R4 itself. That means R4 is equal to R4 minus 1. You can see this type of instruction in the manual. So you can see the syntax of sub, that is destination register and source and the immediate value. Its example is given over here. That is R0 is subtracted one time and stored in R0. So I am going to use this one in the program. R4 comma hash 1. Subtract R4 one time and store it in R4. That completes our first step over here. Now R4 is decremented. Now we should multiply R6 and R4 and store it in R6. So I will write that one now. Mul R6 comma R4. That is multiply these two and store it in this one. This is the destination, these two are the source. So this whole thing has been written now. Now we have to decrement again R4, and this is continued till R4 becomes 0. So for that we will write it over here yes. This yes will affect the conditional flag, and if once R4 becomes 0, the 0 flag in the condition flag will be 1. So we will write S over here. And when R4 becomes 0, we should not multiply. If we multiply R4 with R6, the whole value becomes 0. So we will write another condition over here, that is NE not equal to 0. Multiply only if the previous resistor value R4 is not equal to 0. This type of conditions are given in the manual. I will show you now. So in the page number 572, you can see here the conditions. This is COND COND. Wherever this is used in the instruction set, you can use all these kinds of variations. These are the meaning, and these what will happen for that. So in COND, let me show you example over here in add. See, these have been written as COND, COND. So in that place you can use any of this variation. So I have used NE, that is not equal to. Last result non-zero. Z is equal to 0. Means Z flag is 0 means that previous value has not become 0 yet. That is, it will go on subtracting R4 and will affect the condition flag if R4 is 0. At that time, multiplication will not happen because it is not equal to 0 and it has become equal to 0. So this is the condition. After which we have to write the branch instruction. That is branch for decrement. So it should be in loop, right? For looping constructive, we have to write the branch instruction. Branch to next branch to flag. Let me write it as flag. FLAG. So our flag is over here. After completion of this one, it should come over here. Flag. Let me arrange this one. After branching, it should come over here. Okay. And branching should also happen only when R4 is not equal to 0. So when it becomes equal to 0, it should not branch. So for that we will write NE not equal to 0. The previous value, that is R4. Now it's not like previous value. If there is a 0 set in the conditional flag, let me show you the condition flag. R4 will be continuously decrementing. When it reaches 0, it will affect the condition flag. This will be 0 in the beginning. When R4 becomes 0, this becomes 1. If this becomes 1, it is understood that the in condition flag, 0th flag is set. So to identify that 0 flag is set, we will use NE. If the 0 flag is not set, then only branch. So after this, we can also write the infinite loop, which I have told in the previous video. Stop. Okay. This will be our conditioned looping. This is unconditioned looping, infinite loop. This will be our conditioned looping. The while loop has been converted into ALP over here. So we are going to save this, Ctrl S, and we will save it as fact.s. Save. We should add this in source group. Right click on source group, add, select .s extension and fact.s, add, close. Now we will compile this one. One error. Okay, I have forgot to write end over here. END in capitals. Save, compile. Error. So I am getting one more error over here. That is, this register combination results in unpredictable behavior. This kind of error occurs in ARM version 6 and latest. that we are coding it for ARM7, so this kind of error occurs. To avoid this kind of error, what I'm going to do is I will just change R7 register to R6 register to R7, and I'm going to move the content of R7 to R6, that is R6 comma R7. This is nothing but writing R6 over here. So I have taken this result in R7 and I am taking again R7 into R6. So this will resolve the error. I am going to save this, compile this, 0 errors, 0 warning. I am going to start the debug session. F11, 4 is taken in R6 and again the 4 is taken in R4, and I press F11, R4 is decremented, F11 again multiply and branch, and I press F11 continuously. All the loop is executed and now our answer will be in R6, that is 18. This is hexa. When it will be converted into decimal, it will be 24. You can see over here our CPSR has become 6, that is our 0 flag is set to 1 and our carry flag is also set, so it is giving 6 over there. So when 18 is converted into decimal, we will get 24. So this was it. I am going to stop the debug session. So you can give any value over here, that is until it reaches the limit of the register. So it will calculate the factorial of any number. This is it for this video. See you in next video again. Till then, take care. Bye.